Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and noticed your hairbrush looking fuller than your scalp? Maybe you've run your fingers through your hair and paused, just for a moment, because it didn't feel quite as thick as it used to. Or maybe someone made a well-meaning comment, "Your hair's getting lighter," and you smiled, but deep down, it stung a little. If that sounds familiar, let me just say this. You're not alone. Not even close. Hair thinning and hair loss can be deeply personal, even a little painful, especially as we get older. It's not just about vanity. It's about identity. It's about looking in the mirror and seeing yourself. Or not seeing the you remember. Can you remember a time when you felt truly confident in your hair, maybe years ago, maybe recently? What did that feel like? Now here's the good news. There are things we can do about it. And no, it's not about buying some overpriced miracle serum that promises the moon and delivers a shrug. Today I want to talk to you about something simple, something affordable, something that might just be sitting in your kitchen right now. That's right, I'm talking about onions. Yes, onions. You might be thinking, wait, onion juice for my hair? And I get it. It sounds a little strange at first, but stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you could be the beginning of a very real transformation, not just for your hair, but for the way you feel about yourself. Have you ever tried a natural remedy that surprised you with how well it worked? In this video, we're going to explore how a humble onion can become a powerful tool in your journey to stronger, thicker hair. We'll talk about why hair loss happens, especially after the age of 60. We'll dig into what onion juice actually does, how it works, why it works, and how you can use it safely at home. And most importantly, we'll make it all simple, practical, and realistic. No hype, just truth. Let's start with something we all understand. Change. As we age, our bodies change. Some changes are beautiful and hard-earned, like wisdom and perspective, but others can feel frustrating. Our skin softens, our joints may stiffen, and yes, our hair, well, it tends to thin out. For some of us, it starts at the crown. For others, it's more general, less volume, more breakage, a little more scalp, showing each year. Does that sound familiar to you? Where do you notice changes in your hair the most, and the causes? Oh, they're many. Hormonal changes are a big one. After 60, the levels of estrogen and testosterone shift, and with those shifts come effects on the hair follicles. Blood circulation to the scalp can slow down. Nutrient absorption might not be what it used to be. Years of stress, sun, and maybe even hair treatments catch up with us. But here's the beautiful part. Your hair follicles aren't dead. They're dormant, sleeping, waiting for the right conditions to wake up and grow again. Think of it like a garden. If the soil dries out and the sunlight disappears, nothing grows. But give it water, give it nutrients, and life returns. That's where onion juice comes in. Have you ever grown something in your garden that seemed lifeless at first, but then surprised you with new growth? Let's talk science for a moment. But I promise, I'll keep it light. Onions contain a compound called quercetin. This little nutrient is a powerful antioxidant. It fights inflammation, yes, even on the scalp, and helps boost circulation. And circulation is everything. When blood flows freely to your scalp, it brings oxygen and nutrients that feed your hair roots. But that's not all. Onions are also rich in sulfur, an essential building block of keratin, which is the protein that makes up your hair. When you apply onion juice to your scalp, you're not just hydrating the area, you're delivering sulfur right where it's needed most. This can strengthen existing strands and encourage new growth over time. It sounds a little like magic, but really, it's biology. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever used a hair product that promised thickening, only to end up disappointed? You're not alone. Many store-bought solutions are full of chemicals that can irritate the scalp or deliver short-term volume, but no real results. That's what makes this natural approach so refreshing. You're not putting anything synthetic on your head. You're feeding your scalp with something real, straight from the earth. So how do you actually use onion juice? Well, first, don't worry. You're not going to end up smelling like a stir-fry. There are ways to reduce or even eliminate the scent, and we'll get to that. But the first step is simply making the juice. Start with a fresh, medium-sized red or yellow onion. Red onions tend to have a bit more of the good stuff, like quercetin, but yellow works too. Peel it, chop it roughly, and pop it into a blender or food processor. Add a little bit of water if you need to help it blend. Then, strain it through a fine sieve or cheesecloth until you're left with a smooth, liquid juice. Have you ever made your own remedies at home? Something simple but surprisingly effective. You only need a few tablespoons per use. Massage it gently into your scalp. Not your hair, your scalp. That's where the magic happens. Use your fingertips and take your time. 5 to 10 minutes of gentle, loving massage not only spreads the juice evenly, but also stimulates blood flow. You can leave it on for 30 minutes, even up to an hour if you'd like. Some people cover their hair with a shower cap during this time. This traps warmth, which can help absorption and keep the scent from wafting too much. Afterward, wash your hair with a gentle, sulfate-free shampoo. And if the smell still lingers, a drop or two of essential oil, lavender, rosemary, peppermint, can help neutralize it and even add their own benefits for hair health. Here's something I want you to remember. Consistency is key. Just like watering a plant once doesn't make it grow overnight, applying onion juice once won't deliver instant results. But with time, patience, and care, many people begin to notice changes in 4 to 6 weeks. Less shedding, more baby, hairs sprouting at the hairline, a fuller, healthier feel. And it's not just about vanity. It's about confidence. It's about reclaiming a part of yourself that maybe felt lost along the way. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and smiled at what you saw? I want to pause here and ask you something. Not just as someone watching a video, but as a person with stories, experiences, and a life well lived. When was the last time you did something kind for yourself? Not for your family, not for your community, not for anyone else, but just for you? Because this little ritual, this moment of massaging something healing into your scalp, isn't just a treatment. It's self-care. It's taking a few minutes out of the day to say, I matter. My well-being matters. That alone can be healing, and I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't it too late for me? My hair's already too thin. I've already lost so much. But let me tell you, no, it's not too late. I've seen women and men in their 70s and 80s try this and experience changes they never expected. Thicker hair, yes, but also a spark of joy, a sense of possibility. That's what this is really about. It's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing vitality at any age. Do you believe you deserve to feel good in your own skin, just as much today as you did decades ago? Let me share something that a viewer once told me. Her name was Judith, 72 years old, from North Carolina. She emailed me after trying onion juice for 6 weeks. She said, I wasn't sure at first, but I thought, what do I have to lose? My scalp used to feel itchy, dry, and I could see more and more of it in the mirror. Now, it feels calm. I see baby hairs near my temples that weren't there before. But more than that, I feel like I'm doing something good for myself. That's the real gift. Judith's story isn't unique. It's what happens when we shift from feeling helpless to feeling hopeful. So if you're standing at that mirror and wondering whether it's worth trying, whether it's too late, let me be the one to tell you, it's never too late to care for yourself. Never too late to grow, never too late to heal. Now that we've opened the door to this idea, and you understand a bit about what onion juice is, why it works, and how to begin using it, we can begin exploring a few more key things that will help you make the most of this simple but powerful remedy. So now that you understand what onion juice is and how it can nourish your scalp, let's talk about what comes next. Because applying it once or twice isn't where the story ends. In fact, that's just the beginning. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? Have you ever started something good for your health, only to lose motivation after a week or two? It's more common than you think. Sometimes we try a new remedy, and when results don't show up quickly, we wonder if it's even worth continuing. And I want to tell you, especially if you've been feeling discouraged, that your body is still listening, even when the changes are slow. Especially after 50, our systems move at a more gentle pace. That doesn't mean we're broken. It just means healing takes a little more time and patience. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't expect it to bloom the next day. You water it, you wait, and slowly, life emerges. That's how it works with onion juice, too. Now here's something I'd love you to consider. What is your daily or weekly self-care routine like right now? Do you have one? Or have you spent so many years caring for others that you've put yourself last? You're not alone if that's the case. Many people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond have spent their lives looking after families, working, helping their communities. And somewhere along the way, little acts of self-care, like taking a moment to nourish your hair or massage your scalp, felt unnecessary, even indulgent. But here's what I want to remind you. Self-care is not selfish. It's essential. So let's make your onion juice treatment part of a gentle, loving routine. Maybe it's once or twice a week. Something simple you can do while listening to music, catching up on a favorite book, or just sitting quietly with your thoughts. That moment of care becomes a ritual, and those rituals have power. Have you ever found peace in the quiet routines, like making tea, watering plants, or brushing your hair? That kind of rhythm is what we're trying to create here. And when you add the right habits to that rhythm, everything begins to shift. Let's talk about one of the most powerful of those habits, scalp massage. It might sound like a small thing, but massaging your scalp regularly, especially while applying something like onion juice, can make a huge difference. Not only does it feel wonderful, it wakes up blood flow. And more blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrients, more growth. Try using your fingertips to move in slow, circular motions. Start at the front of your scalp, near your forehead, and gently work your way back. Take your time. 3 to 5 minutes is more than enough. Not only will you feel more relaxed, but you'll also stimulate the follicles to become more active. Have you ever felt tension melt away just from a gentle touch on your head or shoulders? Touch is deeply healing. And when we connect it to intention, like nourishing our hair, it becomes even more powerful. This isn't just about hair regrowth, it's about creating space for your body to rest, restore, and remember its natural strength. Now, I want to address a concern that comes up a lot, especially with folks who are new to natural remedies. It's the question, but will it work for me? And that's a fair question. Every head of hair is different. Your genetics, your hormones, your diet, your lifestyle, all of these things affect how your hair grows. But here's what I've seen again and again. When people start giving their scalp real nourishment, along with consistency and care, results often follow. Sometimes it's visible growth. Other times, it's less shedding, or stronger strands that don't break so easily. So let me ask you this. If you could reduce your hair fall by even 30% in the next 2 months, would that feel like a win to you? It would for most people. And that's the kind of progress we're aiming for. Sustainable, realistic, encouraging. Now let's talk about something very practical, what to expect in the first few weeks, because setting the right expectations helps us stay motivated. In the first week or two, you might not notice much. That's okay. You're preparing the soil, so to speak. Your scalp is getting used to the treatment, and the onion juice is beginning to stimulate circulation and detoxify the skin. Some people notice a slight tingling or warmth during application. That's usually a good sign. It means blood is moving. After 3 to 4 weeks, many people start seeing tiny baby hairs along the hairline or around the crown. These are soft, thin, and easy to miss at first. But if you look closely, especially In the mirror, under natural light, you might catch them growing in. When was the last time you looked closely at your scalp? Not to judge it, but just to observe it with kindness? It's amazing what we notice when we slow down and really look. And by week 6 or 8, if you've been consistent, you might begin to see less hair in your comb or on your pillow. The strands that were falling so easily may now be holding on a little tighter. That's progress worth celebrating. I want to pause here and gently remind you, don't let comparison steal your joy. Your hair won't grow at the same rate as someone else's, and that's perfectly okay. Do you sometimes find yourself comparing your journey to others and forgetting how far you've come? We all do it, especially in a world filled with glossy photos and dramatic before and after stories. But real healing, real growth, it looks different for everyone. And that's why patience and gentleness with yourself matter so much. Let's also touch on one more piece of the puzzle, what you're feeding your body. Because healthy hair doesn't just come from what you put on the outside, it also comes from what's going on inside. Your hair is made of protein, and it needs vitamins like biotin, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc to grow strong. Drinking enough water, eating colorful fruits and vegetables, getting enough healthy fats, all of these things support healthy, vibrant hair. Think about this. How does your diet look these days? Are you giving your body what it needs to build from the inside out? Even small shifts, like adding a handful of nuts, a boiled egg, or a glass of water between meals, can make a difference. It's never about being perfect. It's about nourishing your body, one day at a time. So here we are. You've started learning how to care for your hair naturally, how to create a routine that feels good and easy, and how to support your scalp through gentle massage and better nutrition. Maybe for the first time in years, you're starting to believe that change is possible, and I hope that belief grows, just like your hair will. Because this isn't just about a remedy. It's about resilience, about reconnecting with your body and remembering that it still knows how to heal, even now. Especially now. So let me ask you, are you ready to keep going? Ready to give your hair, your body, and your spirit the love they deserve? Because if you are, you're already on the path. Let's keep walking together, one step and one strand at a time. So now that you've begun this gentle journey, nurturing your scalp, introducing a new routine, and possibly seeing those first soft signs of growth, you might be wondering, what else can I do to support this progress? And that's a beautiful question to ask. Because the truth is, your hair doesn't live in isolation. It's part of your whole being. And when you care for the whole, everything works better, including your hair. Let's take a moment to talk about stress. And not just the kind of stress that comes and goes. I mean the quiet, lingering tension that so many of us carry every day without even realizing it. Have you noticed how stress affects your sleep, your skin, your digestion? It affects your hair too. When we're anxious, our body releases a hormone called cortisol. In small doses, it's helpful. It gets us through challenges. But when cortisol stays high for too long, it can disrupt the natural cycle of hair growth. It's like telling the follicles, we're too busy surviving to grow right now. Can you think of a time when your hair seemed thinner during a particularly stressful chapter of your life? Maybe it was during grief, or after an illness, or during a time of caregiving when you had very little left for yourself. These aren't just coincidences. They're reflections of what your body was carrying. So what can we do about it? Well, one of the most powerful things you can give yourself is permission to pause. Just a few minutes each day to breathe deeply, to sit in stillness, to listen to gentle music, or even just to close your eyes and feel your heartbeat. These little moments, repeated daily, tell your nervous system, you are safe, you are okay, you can let go now. And when your body feels safe, healing becomes easier. Hair regrowth becomes more natural. Let me ask you something personal, if you don't mind. When was the last time you truly felt at ease? Not just not busy, but truly calm, unburdened, present. For many of us, it's been a while, but that calmness, that quiet ease, is something your body craves. And as you nurture that peace, your hair responds too. Now let's talk about sleep. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. It's the time when your cells rebuild, your skin renews, and yes, your hair grows. Without good sleep, even the best remedies have less power. So if you're staying up late, waking often, or struggling to feel rested in the morning, it might be time to give sleep the same attention you're giving to your hair. Do you have a bedtime routine that helps you wind down? Or has sleep become something you dread because it never feels deep enough? If that sounds familiar, start small. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Put away the screens. Try soft background music or the scent of lavender. Even a warm foot soak can help your nervous system shift into rest mode. And when your body rests, your follicles can finally breathe. Now I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier. Consistency. This is where many people quietly give up. Not because the remedy isn't working, but because they stop before they see results. And I understand. It's hard to keep going when you can't see the outcome yet. But let me offer you a different perspective. Think of your hair like a garden in winter. For a while, nothing appears to be happening. The soil looks quiet. The branches look bare. But beneath the surface, there's activity. Roots are stretching. Cells are forming. And when the season is right, growth bursts through. Have you ever felt like your own healing has been slow, almost invisible at times? That's not failure. That's nature. That's how true, lasting change works. Quietly, gently, then all at once. And just like that garden, your hair needs time. Maybe 4 weeks, maybe 8, maybe longer. But if you stay the course, if you apply your onion juice regularly, massage with love, eat with intention, rest deeply, and reduce stress, your body will respond. And when it does, that response will feel not just like growth, but like victory. Now, I want to talk about one last thing in this part of our journey together. Acceptance. Because as powerful as onion juice is, and as helpful as all these steps can be, it's also important to love yourself right where you are, right now. Not in 6 months, not after the regrowth, but today. Have you ever looked in the mirror and only seen what's missing, what's thinning, what's changing, what used to be? That's easy to do, especially as we age and our bodies begin to change in ways we didn't expect. But what if you shifted that focus, even just a little? What if instead of looking for what's gone, you started noticing what's still strong? The sparkle in your eyes, the warmth in your smile, the resilience in your spirit, and yes, even the strands that have stayed with you through every season. You are not just the sum of your hair. You are a whole person, wise, beautiful, evolving, and in that wholeness, healing happens. So as you continue using this ancient remedy, this humble, powerful onion juice, I want you to remember, this isn't just about hair. It's about coming home to yourself, about choosing care over criticism, kindness over frustration, presence over perfection. So tell me, are you starting to feel that shift, not just in your hair, but in your heart? Because that shift is what keeps you going when progress feels slow. It's what reminds you why you started. And it's what brings joy into even the smallest rituals, like massaging your scalp or sipping water or preparing your bedtime. You're not just growing hair, you're growing hope, you're growing intention, you're growing a new way of showing up for yourself, and that, my friend, is something truly beautiful. You've made it so far already, more than you might even realize. And as we continue together, I want to take a moment to say this clearly. I'm proud of you, not just for listening, but for caring, for staying, for showing up day after day, to tend to something that matters, not just hair, but the deep need to feel like yourself again. Now, let's talk about the food you eat, because no hair remedy, no matter how powerful, can reach its full potential if your body isn't supported from the inside. And the truth is, healthy hair starts long before you ever apply anything to your scalp. It starts in your plate, in your gut, and in every bite you take. Have you ever thought about how your meals are fueling your hair? Or maybe you've noticed that certain foods seem to leave you more energized while others just weigh you down. Hair is made mostly of a protein called keratin. And to build keratin, your body needs the right building blocks. Protein, of course, but also iron, zinc, biotin, and vitamins like A, C, D, and E. If any of those are low, your hair might struggle to grow, even if you're doing everything else right. So what should you eat? Think color, think freshness, think simple, whole foods. Leafy greens like spinach, which are rich in iron. Nuts and seeds for healthy fats and zinc. Eggs, beans, and lentils for protein and biotin. And of course, water. Good, clean water to keep everything flowing as it should. Have you been drinking enough water lately? That may sound like a small thing, but staying hydrated supports circulation. And good circulation brings nutrients to your hair follicles, the very foundation of growth. So the next time you prepare a meal, pause for a moment. Look at your plate. Ask yourself, is this food helping me grow? Not just my hair, but my strength. My energy, my joy, even small adjustments, a handful of berries, a few almonds, an extra glass of water can create big shifts over time. And the more your body feels nourished, the more your hair will reflect that care. Now, I want to speak gently about something many people wonder but don't often say out loud. What if it's too late? What if I've lost too much? What if I've waited too long? What if my hair just won't come back, I hear you? And I want you to know this. It's never too late to care for yourself. Whether or not your hair returns fully, your effort is not wasted. Because everything you do to support your body, your sleep, your meals, your peace of mind, will return to you in other ways. Have you ever seen someone whose face seems to glow, not from makeup, but from wellness? That's not just skin. That's nourishment. That's rest. That's the result of gentle choices made with intention. And you deserve that too. Maybe your hair grows back stronger than ever. Maybe it comes in slowly, softly, like the grass after winter. Or maybe it changes form, thinner, finer, more delicate than before. That's okay, because the goal isn't perfection. It's vitality. It's comfort. It's feeling good when you look in the mirror, not because of what's on your head, but because of the love in your eyes. So here's something I'd love for you to try. Tonight, when you're washing your face or brushing your teeth, take a moment to look at your reflection. Not to fix or judge or compare, but just to acknowledge. Say something kind, even if it feels awkward, even if it feels silly. Say, I'm doing my best. Or, thank you for keeping me going. Or, I'm proud of how far I've come. Because your body is listening. Your heart is listening. And words of kindness are as healing as any remedy. Let's not forget one more powerful tool in your journey: movement. Now, I'm not talking about intense workouts or long hikes, unless you enjoy that. I mean gentle, intentional movement. Walk through your garden, a few stretches in the morning, even light yoga or Tai Chi. Movement improves circulation, and circulation brings life to every part of you, including your scalp. Do you move your body every day in a way that feels joyful? That word, joyful, is important. Because movement should never feel like punishment. It should feel like celebration, a way to say, I'm still here. I'm still strong. I'm still choosing life. And when you move with joy, your whole body responds, your mind clears, your skin glows, your digestion improves, and yes, your hair receives more of what it needs to grow. So to bring it all together, gently. You've learned how onion juice can stimulate your scalp. You've explored consistency, nutrition, sleep, and stress. You've asked deep questions. You've been open. And I hope, more than anything, that you're starting to feel something new inside. A quiet confidence. A sense that, yes, your body is still listening. That it still wants to thrive. Can you feel it? That flicker of hope? That little voice saying, I can do this. I'm not done yet. That voice is right, because no matter what age you are, whether you're 55 or 75 or beyond, your body still wants to be cared for. It still responds to love. It still responds to attention. And the fact that you're here, watching this, listening, with such care, that tells me something important. You haven't given up. And that, my friend, is the most powerful foundation for healing. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to begin, and to begin again, and to keep showing up. One drop of juice, one gentle massage, one nourishing meal at a time. You're not alone in this journey, not ever. There's a whole community of people, just like you, rediscovering how powerful small choices can be. One day, one strand, one kind thought at a time. You've come so far. And before we go any further, I want you to pause, just for a second, and breathe in that truth. You've taken the time to explore, to learn, to reflect, and most importantly, to care. You didn't just come here for information. You came here for transformation, and that takes courage. So now let's bring everything home. We've talked about how onion juice works, how to use it, and how to support your hair from within. But there's one more layer to all of this, and it's the one many people skip over. Patience. Not the kind of patience that feels like waiting in line or sitting in traffic. I'm talking about the gentle kind, the patient kind that says, I'm not rushing. I trust the process. I know change takes time. Have you ever planted something in your garden and checked it every day, hoping to see a sprout? And for a while, nothing. Just soil. Maybe even a little doubt. But then one day, when you weren't even looking, something green breaks through. Hair regrowth is like that. It's slow. It's quiet. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you stay with it, if you keep feeding it, caring for it, believing in it, it happens. Are you willing to stay patient with yourself, even when results aren't immediate? Because I promise you, what you're doing now is building a foundation. Each massage, each onion treatment, each kind word you speak to yourself, that's a seed. And every seed needs time. It's okay to have days when you feel tired, when you wonder if it's even working. On those days, come back to the small wins. A softer texture, less hair in the comb, a little less dryness. Those are signs. They matter. And here's something else that matters. Support. Have you shared your journey with anyone? A friend? A partner? A sibling? Sometimes we carry these things alone because we don't want to seem vain or silly. But hair isn't just hair. It's part of how we express ourselves. It's deeply personal, and you deserve support, just like anyone else. Maybe the next time someone asks how you're doing, you'll say something brave like, I'm actually trying something new for my hair. You might be surprised. They may say, really? Tell me more. Or even, I've been struggling with that too. You never know who's quietly waiting for someone else to speak first. And if no one around you understands, I want you to know this space is for you. You're not alone. Every person watching this video, whether they're in Tokyo or Toronto or Cape Town, is part of a circle now. A circle of care, of trying, of healing. So as we prepare to close, I'd like you to do something simple. Put your hand on your heart. Right now. Yes, even if it feels silly. Take a deep breath and say, either out loud or in your mind, something gentle, like, I'm doing the best I can, or I still have the power to change, or maybe even, I love the person I'm becoming. How did that feel? Strange? Beautiful? A little emotional? That's okay. That's good. That means it landed somewhere. deeper than just your thoughts. That means it touched the part of you that matters most, because yes, this video is about hair growth, but it's really about something more. It's about reclaiming something that might have felt like it was slipping away. Confidence, control, hope. And I want to remind you there's nothing small about that. You may be 55 or 65 or 80, but your journey isn't finished. You're still blooming. You're still unfolding. And no number, no wrinkle, no gray strand changes that. You still get to care. You still get to grow. You still get to feel beautiful. So keep going. Keep massaging. Keep nourishing your body. Keep listening to what it needs. And when doubt creeps in, as it sometimes will, come back to this moment, to this voice, to this promise. You are worth the effort. Before we part, I want to invite you to do one last thing. Share your journey. In the comments below, tell us something you're trying, or something you're proud of, or even something that's been hard, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you found this helpful, if something in these words spoke to you, please like the video, subscribe, and come back anytime you need a reminder that you're not alone. Here's to you, to healing, to softness, to strength, to walking into the mirror one morning, running your fingers through your hair and smiling. Not because it's perfect, but because it's yours, and because you earned every strand. Take care, my friend, and remember the best is still unfolding. You are never too old to begin again.